Hi friends, how are you today? It's Nduta again, and I'm here with another video. I'm actually going to address some of the questions I've received from some of you, and I thank you so much for interacting. So today I'm going to call this follower CM. Let's call him CM, and he says, I would wish for you to talk about the DV lottery, which is what he's following. I'm going to get someone to do that for us, just so that they can give you more information. In the meantime, please follow Esi Wakago. She's giving so much information, yeah. And also follow Shiko Hope, who even offers accommodation, paid accommodation, so that will help you. You won't have to look for a host. You can see that God has sent people ahead to just take care of some things for you. So just get prepared with everything that you need. Get prepared. So another question he asked is, what are some of the jobs one can do immediately on arrival in the US? So for me, and I'm going to speak from my experience here, there's so many jobs, especially entry-level jobs. This will suit you if you've come and you're starting afresh. Work in restaurants. There's so many fast food restaurants here, and they're always taking immigrants. So say you're a student, you're allowed to work 20 hours on any job that you do get. So there are restaurants like McDonald's, like Burger King, KFC, and I must say at this point that a lot of establishments you will see in Canada, you will also see them in the US and many other places. But for now, let's just talk about Canada and the US. You will notice that companies that do taxes for people like H&R Block are both in Canada and the US, so that will help you even if you have to migrate between the two countries. Something else that you will see is car hire companies. They're in both countries, same companies. So that means you can hire a car in Canada, drive all the way across the country and leave it in like the companies here. I do love the system, and I see the Kenyans are really doing well in terms of that kind of connectivity. So you can work at McDonald's Canada, come here with same papers, and as long as you have a work permit from the government, you get to work at McDonald's here, and at least you'll have gained experience. So that was my case. But when I got here, I really was interested in going into doing a business on my own. With this kind of business, it's really good to have a home business, especially if you own the home. You will have to go through some kind of registration. There's an establishment called the small business organization or something like that. They will help you in terms of business. They will guide you also in places you can work if you're into the food industry. There's like the Worcester Food Hub. They have a kitchen, a commercial kitchen, and you can rent the space. They charge about $30 to $35 an hour. They have all the equipment you can need, workspaces, counter space. They have mixers. They have big ovens you can work on. The stoves there are really big. So I've been there and I saw. Do your research and see how that will come into play. So if you have some side skills, it will be good because it will help you, especially if you can do makeup, if you can do hair. I don't know if there's some things you will have to go through the system to get maybe certification in order to be able to carry out your hustle around this side. But yeah, restaurant business is a good gig to start at. Most of them pay minimum wage, which in this place is $12.50, but there's so many entry-level jobs that pay a bit higher. Another job you can do is a supermarket. Be a supermarket attendant. You can be the restocker. You can be a cashier. As a student, again, I said you're only allowed to work 20 hours. Don't be smart with the government. Just organize yourself with your family so they can continue to support you while you're a student, so that you can be able to earn and also pay school fees, because it's something you have to do. Now the school you go to might also offer you employment, so that's a good thing. So many places to work, and they're always hiring. There's the dollar store, there are all these shops, Target, Home Goods, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Aldi's is always hiring. They're paying, I think, $19 per hour at this point. You do the same stocking, cleaning, cashier work. Yeah, there's so much you do behind the scenes, not just where we can see. Receiving supplies from like the trucks and stuff, and you organize. You can work in thrift stores, they're always hiring. So many places, yeah. And always throughout the seasons they're hiring, so you can't really lack a job, and you really shouldn't worry about that. I do know that some places can be hard to just exist, but God will take you through your training, and this training depends on the level that you are at. Yeah, so if say you are on a very low level, even with dealing with people, God will take you through different places so you can learn, so you can know how to relate with people, and get better at that. Yeah. And no one is above this. Everybody, every one of us needs some sort of help to get assimilated, and also to know how to work so you can attain certain levels. You're getting experience, and this is a good thing. So be humble about it. Open your eyes, open your ears, so you can learn. Pray to God that he may help you in opening all these senses, yeah, so that you can see as he sees, you can understand as he understands. He will teach you, he will never leave you nor forsake you, so you'll be okay. Okay, so like I said, both Canada and the US have the same kind of companies, so you might find yourself in these places. Please just go into them. They're always hiring. The hiring process is easy. They will see where they can place you, and then like in most establishments, if it's a restaurant, you can choose to work either in the kitchen or at the front as a cashier. With both jobs, it will involve more than just that. So say you're working at the cashier in, say, McDonald's, yeah, it will involve also cleaning the restaurants, cleaning everything, yeah, organizing the place, just maintaining it, restocking all the sauces and drinks and all that. And also it involves taking out all the garbage. That happens also if you're in the kitchen. You have to clean up after yourself. Before your shift ends, you have to make sure dishes are done, the garbage is being taken out. When you're new in these places, you'll be expected to do most of these duties. So the rest of the workers are always happy when you come, because they know now you're taking over from them. So that will be expected of you. It is not punishment, it is training. So you have to learn. And jobs have benefits, health benefits, health insurance, 401k. You can get that through the job, and the job matches some the kind of contribution you'll be making. So they start taking care of you from the beginning, so that you're able to have some money being set aside for your retirement and all that. It's very vital, it's very important. Sometimes we don't think to do it for ourselves, so we have to be assisted. I hope this is addressing those people who are coming in as students, and also those who are beginning from scratch. If you're able, you can take 2 jobs. It's doable, because you get at least, especially when working for restaurants, I think you get, because you work 8 hours, so you get 2 days free. So they might ask you like what your preference is. They are very conscious of your rights as a worker. So they will give you an ear, express yourself, express the hours you can work with, so that when they're making the schedule, they know when to include you. I do know for sure that kids who are going into healthcare, when they do get their F1 and SSN and they can work, they are expected to work in the same industry. So you may find that you're in the prerequisite stages, yeah, and you're doing like the first 2 years of nursing or something like that. You'll be required to work as a CNA, so you may need a CNA certification. So on your way to becoming a nurse, you may be required to work in healthcare. Sometimes you'll be lucky, work with like senior citizens, and most people say that it's a very easy job. Sometimes it's just aiding them in their daily chores, working with them, taking them places. You get to spend time, especially as an as a younger person, you get to spend time with the ages of your grandparents, and it's just a renewal for them. Like, it's such a good thing to spend time with a young person. It's so much fun. Even for you guys, you get to hear their experiences, you get to walk with them. and you will learn and grow a lot. Yeah, diligence is one thing you should bring here. Yeah, be very, very diligent, be very, very focused. Yeah, I think eventually we'll talk about how to manage the money that you get. That way you'll be able to take care of yourself, and it's very, very vital that you save. Just remember, every time that you have an emergency back in your country, you may have to cough up to $1,500 to travel. So you need to build an emergency fund, and fast. The money subject is very vital to me. I feel it's something that should be addressed. We don't talk much about money in Africa, and it's time we started. And even here, not many people will talk about money. You may hear them complaining about the bills and all that, because the way things are set up here, most people work with the intention of taking a break, taking a vacation, flying somewhere just to decompress, because yeah, it can get tough, it can get serious. And I would advise that you start building yourself from the beginning. So I think that will be the next video, how you start building yourself, how you start saving, how to build an emergency fund, you know. I got into the website of the local hospital, and I see like 571,000 jobs advertised. These are different categories, like senior management to the very to the lowest, like entry-level jobs. So in the hospital, many departments, many categories. For person who is energetic and all that, you'll find that you're able to take as many shifts as you can. But I will always disclaim, for students, please don't try to take extra shifts. You'll both get yourself and your employer in trouble, because you're, for now, as far as I know, it's 20 hours. You can be a unit secretary, especially if you have secretarial course, or if you can do it before you leave, please do it. Yeah, you can work in as a people greeter at the very front, like you're the first person that people see, and you're able to direct like guests and families of patients as you as they come. So you're able to direct them on where to go, or if they're outpatients and they want to go to certain departments. It's a bit complicated because the buildings are really big and it's hard to maneuver. You are the one who guides them to the different departments, shows them where to go. You have to be like a happy person, very embracing, very helpful, help them get a good experience, and they always like report back on your service. You can come in as a manager, you know. You might need some extra training or certification in the local community college. That is doable, and that is why I always say the more prepared you are, the better you'll be able to get a job that pays. Even if it's $3 more, it will really help along the way. There's so many things you can do, and careers are diverse. So get into the website, get into looking at the different career options and see if something tugs at your heart and you can do it. But whenever you go somewhere into any establishment, just know you can always do more. You can always work in a higher position than the one you entered, and you can always, like, if you have more skills, you'll be paid more. Even if it's an extra $1, you'll be paid more just for, you know, having that much knowledge or skills. So I hope this is helpful. Whenever you go somewhere, just find what you can do extra. And I'm not talking about taking on extra work, because some of these positions are unionizable, so they will never ask you to do what is beyond your duties. Like people to work where you're most suited, so you can be able to perform at your level best. So there's always so much support for you. So there is food services that sometimes you can get part-time and full-time. So a lot of good stuff. So I hope this has helped in so many ways. Just know that if you went somewhere and you liked it, but you didn't like the particular position you're working at, there's always a different position that you can apply to. And so you need to investigate, need to learn, you need to ask questions where you can. And these questions would be as simple as, is there any other department that I can offer this kind of skills to? And they will guide you. They never hold on to you. They let you go. And I love that because it's like a flow. They understand the flow of things, yeah? And they accommodate the amount of time you can work. You won't be kept there by force, so that's a good thing. Another place I've ever gone through, I picked a part-time job, was Amazon Fulfillment Center. It's really physical work, but it was a really good place. The places you can work is bigger supermarkets. These are called like wholesale supermarkets, and work at places like BJ's. BJ's is also a wholesale supermarket. Now the difference between this and supermarkets like Walmart are that you will need a membership card which you pay annually for. It will be a card that can earn you some extra perks as a member, so you'll be able to get that. So working in these places always pays more from the get-go. I'm sure you've heard of Costco. If you haven't, just watch on YouTube people doing Costco hauls, people doing BJ hauls. Also work in the bakery in these places. They make fresh baked goods from their establishment, or you can be a cake decorator in shops like this. And in most supermarkets, they do cakes. You can be like the cake decorator. A lot of their cakes, they do like it's a simpler method. I won't get into it. So but you have to be like a very good decorator, because the kind of design they use has to be matching them. They will do like the covering of the cake is done with a machine, and then you just do like the piping and all of that. Pack the cakes, make sure they are well organized in the supermarket hall. I'll take you back to Deuteronomy 8. Read it again, 1 to 10, yeah? And see that God is bringing you into a journey, into a new land, yeah? You will be fully provided for. You may start small, but let me tell you, by the time you're going back, by the time you're done with your journey, you'll be a giant. And even if you go back somewhere along the line, there's no shame if you come here and decide that this is not for you. But at least you've seen and you know, yeah? So when you go back, you'll never be the same. You'll think different, and you will even validate yourself, yeah? Because you will know, as much as people say this is a great land, I went, I saw, I did not like, I'm back. So you'll be able to settle at least with one mind. You won't feel like you're being pulled in many directions. You'll have come, you'll have seen, you'll have grown, and you'll be able to go back and in one piece be able to rebuild from where you stopped. So I hope this is helpful. I'll see you the next time. God bless you and keep you. He is a good God, and He wants the best for you. So just believe, just believe, just believe, and everything, it will happen to you according to what you have believed. Okay, bye-bye. Love you.